Boom, folks. What is going on? What a wild and crazy week. Not only do we have rates falling off a cliff, stock market falling, global craziness, global madness. Maybe the Fed should have hiked last week. Are they regretting this decision? We've got a presidential race, full steam ahead. Somebody's got to be elected. Look, we've got September, October, November. 3 months, 100 days or whatever it is. And then what is facing us? Credit card debt's high. Credit card delinquencies up. Auto delinquencies up. Bankruptcies up. Corporate delinquencies up. Small businesses are getting crushed. Consumers are pulling back. Job market is getting this. And a lot of people think the R word. Yep. They're saying that R word is starting to come in a lot of people's vocabulary. And then a lot of the Fed officials, some apparently in this meeting last week, before they come out and say, should we hike or not? I don't think it was all balanced. I don't think they all agreed. I think a lot of Fed officials thought they should have cut. Do Fed officials think we're in a recession? Do they really think that the big R word in the room, recession, is here? Are we here? As I shoot this video, it's Tuesday, the next week after. Monday was a bloodbath. The 10-year came back up. The stock market's up 500 points. Obviously, we knew that would happen, right? Come on. We've been doing this long enough. Because let's face it, the world's not falling off a cliff. It's not too doom and gloom just yet. I mean, we do have like World War III ready to break out. We have somebody that's brand new, whether it's Kamala or Trump, whoever it is. You got Kamala, Trump, and you got Powell here, and we all think these people are going to figure it out. We think one of these people is going to fix the economy. Even a Fed official said, oh, well, if it gets bad, we'll fix it, the Fed. You're going to fix it? So wait a minute, you, the Fed, you're going to fix it? You're just going to drop rates, deploy money, so then we owe more money and the payments go up? Is it our interest payments are more than our national defense budget? Guys, what the hell is going on here? But let me tell you one thing that's going on. If you've been following along, if you've been studying the data, we knew we were going to be here. We knew this, like you and I. We've been going over this week after week after week. I've never missed a week. I haven't. Go back and look. I have not missed a week. And the reality of the situation is rates are falling. Is a recession near? But what else is going on? Inventory, is it peaking? Are we coming down the cliff? Here in San Diego, things aren't moving. Buyers aren't buying. Shit's sitting. I've been doing this 20 years. This happens. This business is cyclical. This business is psychological. If you're a person that's going to buy a house now, you're looking and going, well, I think rates are going to drop. Oh, wait. Maybe home prices are going to drop. Oh, wait. Maybe there's a recession ahead. Oh, wait. There's a new president ahead. Oh, wait. What's the rush? I'll just wait. In 90 days, 120 days, we'll know who's president. We'll know what they're going to do. We'll know probably by then if the economy is doing worse because we'll have enough data if this data keeps up. We'll know if the Fed's already cut. Like, maybe I'll just wait. Let's just wait, honey. What do you think? What do you think? Let's just wait. Are we in a waiting pattern? But here's one thing we do now, is that for us to have been in the real estate business, on the commercial side, let's just address it. The commercial, I'm calling that the Great Depression. Because commercial real estate, the transactions, I mean, they're anywhere from 50 to 90% down. There's some people doing zero business. It is awful. It's terrible. It's the worst. Then you have the residential real estate. Well, guess what? They are now dealing with their own shitstorm because we got the government coming in here saying, well, we're going to start changing the laws. We're going to start determining this. We're going to try. It sounds like, from what I'm seeing and I'm hearing, is that if you're listing a house, you're probably good. But if you're a buyer's agent, you don't know what the hell you're going to make. You're going to make 1%, 2%, 3%. So now, if you're an agent, what I'm seeing, forget all this law, is you're going to get paid what your value is. And then we came over here, title, escrow, appraisers, lenders, all that. And we're moving. We're doing some stuff. We're solving problems. We're helping people out. But this sector here, they're just waiting. Where's the refi boom? Where's the lower rates? Are they coming? What in the hell is taking so long? Well, when you deploy 9 to 10 trillion with a capital T, and all the stimulus and all the money to the businesses and the helicopter money and buying down the rates and all this and just it's constant. This is what happens. It takes a while to burn through. But folks, we're burning through it. And yes, at the end of the day, where does the money go? It goes right up to the top. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and the middle class is getting squeezed. But hey, if you own a property right now, right? If you're locked in on a 1 or 2 or 3%, in one way you feel good if you're happy with your house because you're like, I've got this nice fixed low payment. Maybe you consolidated some debt. Maybe you pulled cash out, put it in the market. You did really well. Maybe you pulled cash out, redid your house. You're loving your new home, the paint, the cabinets, the kitchen, the floors, the backyard, whatever. Maybe you bought another rental property. Maybe you paid down some debt. Maybe you got a pay raise. You're looking pretty good. But if you're a renter, then you feel like you're getting squeezed and you're like, I got to get out of this situation, but affordability's tough. Should I buy? It's crazy out there, right, folks? But hey, let's just take a minute, take a deep breath, and calm down. Because that's why we're here. That's why I am here. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Kenny Simpson. I focus on 1 to 4 unit financing, helped over 5,000 customers, find $1 billion of loans. And so you may be going, why in the hell should I be here listening to this guy that's ranting all this stuff? What the hell did you just say? Well, you listen to me because I spent the time, the energy, and the passion to break all this down so we can explain all this chaos in the world. What does it mean for you, the person that wants to buy a home, or the person that wants to refinance, or maybe buy that investment property, or maybe sell the 2.5-3% rate and go to the next level, or keep it and become the accidental landlord? That's why I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to take all this craziness, break it down into tactical, easy, like 5-year-olds can understand what I'm talking about. So what am I talking about? What exactly is going on in the market? Look, there's a lot of craziness and madness. There's always a lot of craziness. We go back in history, there's always a lot. But what we have to understand is that the economy is getting weaker and the money that we all had is slowing down. And that when the economy gets weaker, things change. So if you're in the real estate industry, like I told you, if you're in commercial or this, and rates go down, your life's going to get a little easier. But if you own businesses and stuff, and maybe if it's slower, it might get worse before it gets better. And then that's why the Fed's they need to lower rates and to stimulate the economy, things like that. So a lot of you are sitting on the fence because you're waiting for things to happen, which I totally get. So why don't we look at the data? Because that's what we keep looking at, and figure out what's happening next, how we can make moves, what we can do about it. Also, after that, let's look at what's trending articles, what's happening out there. Let's react to some articles. Let's make some comments. Let's break them down. Let's add some value to you. So hopefully you walk away with this video understanding what is going on in the market, what's going on with interest rates, what's going on with inventory. Should you buy? Should you wait? What are some extras saying? What are some articles saying out there? And then we conclude. And if I can help you answer any questions in the end, you can text me, email me, message me, set up an appointment. You and I should get on a call and figure out those problems, get those questions answered, and help you move to the next step in your journey of buying a house, buying an investment property. Or your journey is, hey, Kenny, I'm chilling, man. I'm good. I got my low rate. Maybe you're going to get a HELOC. I love my house. I don't want anything. I don't want to move. I don't want to step it up. I'm just good. I just want to listen to your content because I want to learn what the hell's going on out there. Maybe I am going to buy an investment property. Maybe I need to know. So with that being said, folks, the next thing on the agenda is inventory. You always go through inventory. We love inventory. Why? Because supply, demand, supply matters. So what is going on nationally? Last week, nationally, we're at 677,246. This week, we try to get 11 plus thousand new listings week over week. And by the way, if you're brand new here and you think that's a big number, the number's terrible. It's really, really low. So it might be a good thing we don't have tons of inventory, because if we did, it'd be good for buyers. But then for you folks that are holding on to houses, it could cause problems with your values. So we're really in this pickle with what's going to happen next, right? But inventory now is 683,728. Not much up. Remember, we are coming off of summer. Our peak inventories now, we're going to start going down the mountain, down the hill. And so that should help. What's going on this week for stuff that's going to move the market, right? What's going on in the data, the economic data? What are we getting? It's actually a pretty light week. We had IMS services, U.S. trade deficit, wholesale inventories. The Feds are talking. It's a very, very light week for data. Don't expect much. We will be listening to what those Fed officials say. They're probably going to be talking about, if data continues like this, we're going to do a cut in September, that kind of talk. That's what we're used to, so expect that. But what's going on with one of the favorite things that you want to talk about and that everybody wants to know? What do you do for a living? Oh, you're in loans. And what do you think the next question asks? Hey, when do you think rates are going to go up? I don't think so. When do you think rates are going to go down? That's the question they asked me. So the question is, when are rates going to go down? Well, they did go down a little bit, but let's just pump the brakes. Everybody's all excited because rates might have come down, the rates might have not have, and all this stuff. Here's the deal, guys. When rates plummet that fast, it's not a good thing. And let me tell you why. Lenders are not going to take their rate from here to here in 2 days. The reason why is because they usually know statistically it goes from here to here, then it comes back up and levels off, maybe a little bit below this. So they're going to basically bring the rates down. They're not going to bring it all the way down. But if rates, the treasuries, the 10-year, what we look at, the fundamentals to keep rates low, if they stay at the lower level, like the yields, let's say, for a week or two, then you can expect lenders to go, okay, let me sharpen my pencil and bring those rates down a little bit for you guys. And that's what might happen, but that's going to dictate what Fed officials say, what happens in the economy, what happens to data, what's going on with all that stuff. Yeah, we live in a world where we're like dictated by data and the Feds and housing and inflation and economy and jobs. It's really frustrating, right? That's literally what we sit here and talk about because that's what consumes us. That's what the Wall Street looks at. That's what people don't realize. If you're a home buyer, we're all watching stuff because that's what matters. That's what moves the needle in this stuff. So it's frustrating. It's hard to understand, hard to break down, but just keep it simple that if the data stays on the same path, meaning bad data is good for rates. Good data, meaning things are getting better, is bad for rates. So data slowly declining like inflation stuff is good because cost of goods come down, inflation comes down, the Feds can lower the rates, 30-year fixed mortgages come down. It's all a good thing. The cost of capital to buy anything, refi, anything like that just comes out. We like cheaper rates. It stimulates the economy, makes things much better. So I expect we're going to continue to keep watching rates, watching the data, see what happens. I do expect the Feds to cut September. If data were to get really, really worse from here and on a path of not so good, could they come in and do an emergency Fed cut? Yes, but you'd have to see some serious data. Obviously, this is probably an overreaction what happened in the market. The data wasn't good, but the market really reacted saying, wake up, pal, we want you to cut those rates. But, he's just like, I'm not ready. So you're going to have to wait. And so here we are waiting again. So as I mentioned earlier, the NAR lawsuit, National Association of Realtors, if you didn't hear about it, basically what they're doing, folks, is there's a big lawsuit that consumers just sued a bunch of real estate agents and brokers. Let's just say that. That's just what it is. Because of unfair advantages practice. And really, guys, what it is the consumer, I think, is now going after the agent and saying, you make too much commission and we want to squeeze you. And look, some people charge a commission, make it, some others won't. And now the NAR and the DOJ and all this gets their grimy little, not the NAR, so the DOJ and the government, all these people get in there in their hands and say, we want to know what this looks like. But in this article that was written by Housing Wire, real estate is prepared for their own Olympics, NAR August 17th. Really what they're talking about, folks, is that if you're a real estate agent, people are going to want to see what your value is. You're going to have to show that to clients. You're going to have to compete probably more. You're going to have to maybe be okay with getting paid less because the seller is going to say, hey, I don't want to pay that much. So if you're an agent, you're doing no work and the seller is going to take your offer. And the other agent on the other side, I'm just guessing. I'm throwing something out here that might piss some people off. But let's say you're not a good agent. Let's say you're lazy. Let's say that's your reputation because some of you out there, that's probably your reputation. You don't really know what you're doing. You're kind of lazy. You're kind of sloppy. So you send an offer and maybe the listing agent goes to the client, like, this agent kind of sucks and we're going to have to hold their hand. So I think we should offer 1.5%. But then they accept your terms and counteract with 1.5%. Do you not tell your buyer that, hey, they're going to screw me? Maybe your buyer makes up the difference, pays you more. But what I'm saying, folks, and in this article, when you look at it, the ones that are really good at their job, the ones that do this full time, in my opinion, the ones that master the craft, go to the trainings, understand everything, understand how to treat clients, the whole thing. Like they just know how to run their real estate business and take care of clients and bust their ass and do a great job and work with lenders and title and escrow and appraisal, the whole thing. You're going to be okay because you're going to win. And the people that do sloppy work, that don't know what they're doing, that do this part-time, that do these deals here and there, fine. You just might not make as much money. You might not get a real award as much, and you might just be, nobody wants to use you anymore. I don't know. So it's going to really come down to, I think consumers are going to start realizing I should probably use a really, really good agent. But I'm in the mortgage industry. There's not every loan officer is good. Not every loan officer is ethical and knows what the hell they're doing. So people use salesy bullshit loan officers all the time that sell them on this, or they're going to do this. It never happens. It blows up. So anyways, if you're an agent, you're going to have to shine. You're going to have to thrive. And you're going to have to show everybody why you're worth to be paid what you are. And good old Dave Ramsey back in the news here, back with an article from the street. Dave Ramsey shares advice on buying a home and real estate now. Let's dive into the article because honestly, I thought it was pretty cool. Dave Ramsey's buying a vacation home to rent out can be a good idea, provided that you're debt-free. Buying with cash and warns it might not be highly profitable due to weeks of maintenance costs. I agree with that. The cash value, get it. If you're buying a secondary property and you don't know what you're doing, you think you're going to cash flow, be prepared to not cash flow. So I do agree. And the fact paying cash, I don't think you have to pay cash, but you shouldn't buy something that like you're not sure is going to be a good investment, or nor are you very comfortable making that payment with your own money from your business. Ramsey also suggests that business owners should lease a property in the beginning instead of buying because they should save their cash flow to get their business up, running, and going. I think that's a great idea, actually. I agree with you. And he also advised, wait to buy that property until your business is like running, up, floating, cash flowing, doing well, feeling comfortable. Then go buy the house where you're like in a better position, not like, let me buy a house when I'm starting a business. I agree with that, but look, some people need to buy a house and they're starting a business. They have certain situations, so I'm not going to say yay or nay, but if you are starting a business and you want to lease and you want to save your money to put back in the business or something, it might be a good idea. You could probably buy a better house, bigger house, just be in a better financial position. So financially speaking, it's probably good, but that doesn't mean everybody's going to do that because that might not be the best decision for you overall as a family. And last but not least, Ramsey also in this article talks about, when you're a business owner and you're going to buy a house, that why not really wait till that business gets up and going, it's cash flowing, and you're committed to the business, your focus, instead of buying a home and putting all your focus, your energy, and your money to that. Get the focus on your business, go all in, and then if it's crushing it, then go buy the home. Maybe you go buy your investment properties and start building that real estate portfolio. So in this Market Watch article, get this, 65% of Americans say finances are their biggest source of stress. So in this article, they talk about how to deal with it, how to cope with it. But let's dive into this a little bit more because honestly, right now, I think a lot of people are feeling the pinch, they're feeling the stress, they're getting stretched. You're seeing delinquencies, auto, credit card, obviously savings accounts are way down, credit cards are maxed out. People do not have the ability to make more, earn more. They're kind of stuck in the jobs. They're kind of like, how do I get out of this position? And let's see what they have for tips and advice on maybe how to deal with it, how to cope with it, and how to get maybe out of this position. So the younger you are, you're probably dealing with more financial stress, according to this article, that millennials are getting hit because they make more money, financial, and obviously they're renting, so they probably don't have that fixed cost. The rents are going up, the cost of things to live, it's just expensive. And so that's one of the issues. When you're younger, you're definitely going to deal with this. And that's why you got to try to live way below your means, have roommates, just don't go too big too fast. So in this survey, 47% of people also said that 2024 is their most financially stressed year. That's pretty crazy, right? That's obviously high inflation, high cost of things, wages not going up. If you're, like I said, if they're renting, they're getting squeezed, just nothing but pressure. And so the survey revealed 94% of people that deal with this financial stress, it's killing them. It's ruining their life. It's, basically like it does. Stress kills you in the money thing. It's killing their appetite from hanging out with friends, their health, their wealth, their mental, probably how they work. So this is really, really concerning. So if you are affecting it, and you're dealing with money issues, sometimes you have to make dramatic big changes. Like if you have your own place, or you might have to downsize or get roommates, just something temporary, get a side hustle, Uber, something like that, deliver food. Like I know it sucks, but if you're there, you got to do something to get yourself out of the situation. And at the end of the day, if you want to improve the stressful situation, you got to learn more about your situations. You got to dive in and you got to figure out where you're spending money. So one of the things I recommend is go through all your credit cards, all your bank statements, figure out, can you eliminate anything? That's number one. Number two, get more financially literate. That means go study, go watch gurus, go watch coaches. Is there any hacks, tips, tricks you can do to get yourself in a better financial position? And also, I remember when I was young and I was hurting, I cut my expenses way back. I wish back then there was Uber or food delivery. I would have been driving that all the time, like literally nonstop. So I just decided to really, just because I was in the mortgage business after the crash and I was really young. So what I did is I just decided, hey, cut my expenses and live like a poor man, literally, and then built back from there. But honestly, there's so many opportunities for side hustle that we didn't have back then that, oh, I'd have been driving Uber like that, delivering food. I wish I would have been doing that at nighttime. No problem. So there's so many options right now, the internet and delivery. You guys got this, but you got to get mentally, you got to get a game plan. You cannot just keep going in the same circles and cycles. You don't make changes. I thought this is a crazy, crazy interesting article. 5 types of homes expected to plummet by the end of 2025, according to Yahoo. So let's dive in. Let's see what homes they're talking about. Condos or urban apartments. They overbuilt them. Maybe people moved into them, and those are overvalued, overpriced. Also on top of that, which didn't add in, that condos are having lots of problems with their HOA, the insurance, things like that. So condos and that, they're saying those expect for the market to correct. Older suburban homes. Those old, shitty, dilapidated homes that, your neighbor fixed up and sold for this and you think is worth that. So you probably, by 2025, they're saying these could go down in value. Maybe that's where you're going to go get that, buy that value add deal where everybody else fixes up their homes with this old crappy neighbor. Somebody passed away. Somebody hasn't done anything. You can find an opportunity there. Certain luxury properties, absolutely. There's people that in these neighborhoods will take care of San Diego. They go in, they buy the dirt, they build these luxury homes. They think they're going to get this, and they realize the market's not there. I mean, I'm seeing people literally started a luxury home that's listed for $10 million. They sell for $7.5. Maybe they make money, maybe they don't. So luxury builders, when the market tends to get to a certain cycle, whatever, especially if you have a recession, a lot of times they literally will walk away and break even. They'll have to lose money on a deal. And you, the buyer, ends up going, oh my gosh, I just bought a property that's brand new, nice new build by this luxury builder. And I bought it under cost, under value. So years to come, you scored. So properties in high unemployment areas, that for sure. You could be buying in a certain neighborhood, certain area of the country where a big business moves out, a big, like just a massive tech company or something moves out of, and that was a small town, this one a big employer. That could cause people to have to fire sell their homes to move, or just not as much demand on local business and everything. So you always have to look for those opportunities, make sure unemployment's good, schools are good. There's driving forces. Obviously, if you buy in areas that change, that could obviously change the value because it changes the demand. And number 5, last but not least, second homes, vacational homes. Unfortunately, folks, if there's a downturn, recession, like that, and maybe that's what the article is really talking about, is there's a downturn comes, people that have second homes, things like that, it's like, oh, my fun home. Those are first to be like, hey, we got to get rid of the expense, get rid of the bill. It's not vacation renting. It's not doing the short-term rental thing. Let's sell it, fire sell. And you're going to start seeing that. Maybe places like here in Joshua Tree, things like that, where a lot of people during the pandemic went and bought and built this thing. They're just not hitting the numbers and they have to sell the properties. You'll start seeing people have to fire sell to generate money or exit quickly. And that's a home where, you might be able to pick up a deal too or something like that and get out of that. And get out of there, and people have to get out of there. That could be your buy, your bonus. And to wrap this up in this Forbes article, I love this article. I thought this is awesome. The title says it all, but I want to go through 10 smart tech trends for your home that are changing the game. Here we go. Number 1, integration. So making your home like all Google, all Apple, things like that, right? Getting it all set up your house. Huge benefit. Walk in, play this music, do that. It can coordinate with locks, with lights, with music, with cameras. You know what I'm talking about. The next one is AI or voice text. So, hey, Alexa, hey, Siri, hey, something like that, right?
Just to confirm. Okay, I won't.
See? So that AI, integrating that into your system, that's going to be a huge game changer when you need stuff. Moving forward, you just call out the name, call out this. Hey, I already have that going on in my house. So touchless tech, door apps, door entries, things like that. Those are great for your home, maybe an investment property, for your rental properties or Airbnbs. Those are great, touchless. You get, not only do you get the app, you get to see who logs in and out. You can unlock the door, lock the door. It's super awesome. Another huge tech thing. Smart thermostats. This is a no-brainer. You have the little nest on there. If you're leaving away for a trip, you can bring the temperature up, come back, you can bring the temperature down. You can be like, hey, I leave for the day. I don't need my house at 70. I want it at 75. You actually can save money, save energy. It gives you data and all that stuff back. So super smart. If you can change your thermostat out to one of those, I think it's a real win-win. And remember, all these upgrades that you're doing in a house, when somebody comes in and buys and this stuff's set up, it's just, if you can solve problems, make things easier, make people save money, they will pay you more for the product for the house. Health tech. So humidifiers, the air purifiers, anything that's maybe in your house that would have a device that says, oh, this is too high or that's too high. So again, more tech, more AI systems in your house that are controlling the atmosphere, the temperature, what's going on in the house. Is there maybe a gas smell? Is there maybe, this filter comes on because somebody's cleaning the house and dust is going in the air. We don't want to inhale that crap. So if you have to work from home, hey, you can set up your office. It's amazing. You can have the cameras. You can go on Zoom. You can have this nice lighting like I do here so you look better on camera, right? Get a camera for your home office, right? Like dial yourself in, get an internet booster, whatever you need, but get your office tech savvy. So if you had to work from home, you can plug and play, get those extra monitors, whatever you need. Don't cut the corners there. High-speed connections like mesh, Wi-Fi, things like that. They get those systems in there that help produce higher speeds, better connection. Look, it helps with, your laptops, your phones. If you have the internet, TV, things like that, obviously get rid of that cable TV, throw all that crap away and go get that online TV. We use YouTube at home, for example, YouTube TV. I don't have to have those cords. If I go move to another house, I don't have to pull the satellite off there, all these cords. I can't believe people still do all that stuff. Like, get rid of that. The last two are high-tech security and privacy. So look, obviously with this, you have the Google, things like that. You can integrate the cameras, the alarm systems around the windows. I mean, the privacy, there is so much you can do now. You can get remote control blinds and move up and down. Make your house like a tech genius savvy if you have the money, if you can do the upgrade, because somebody will come along and pay you more for your house. And it's a win-win. And who does not want to have that in their house? Let's be honest. Super rad. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this week. We're going to continue to watch the data. We're going to continue to watch rates, inflation, the whole thing. But look, this week is light on data. Next week we'll be coming back, seeing what's going on. But I hope you guys are enjoying your summer. I know for some of you, kids are back to school, kids are going back to school, and a lot of you guys are waiting for those rates to come down to make a move, to buy, to refi, whatever. So if I can help you, if I can look into it, I'm getting hit up. As I even make this video, my phone is texting about stuff. Lots of texts about, Kenny, what about this rate? What about that? Do you think I should do this? Do you think that? So I'm here to give you rate updates. I would say if you need to refinance and you're going to save, you need to figure out how much money you're going to save. Is it 200, 300, 500, 1,000 or more to make it worth it? You need to know your numbers. So if you reach out to a loan officer like me, we can help you out. But I would just tell you this, if data continues to get weaker and the Fed's cut, as we go, rates will get lower. So if you do jump the gun and refi, you might wish you would have waited because you don't want to, if you refi, there are closing costs associated. You might want to wait to do it one and done. So that's just a recommendation. But hey, if you have a super high rate right now because you locked in at a bad time and you're at like 8% and you can go down to, 6.5 or something like that. And you're like, Kenny, I could use the savings. My piece of advice to you is, hey, try to go get a free, so tell your loan officers, hey, I don't want to pay any closing costs, nothing, a free refi. So even if they go, okay, the rate's 6.75, no closing costs, it's a free rate, no cost. So then if you go refi again in a year, you don't feel like, I had to pay that extra cost. They just wrap it in the loan, wrap in the rate. Next refi, you're like, give me that good rate. Let's lock it in. Let's get the good payment. Solid 30-year, 15-year fix. You set yourself up for your future and set yourself up to win in the near future. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a great day. Have a great week. And we will talk soon. And remember, if I can help you, hit me up. Don't wait. But also, like, comment, share, and share this with somebody because I know you, a friend, a family member, they need my help. They need my advice. And I want you to give this to them. And I want to help them out. And I want to answer questions. And I want to make them happy, satisfied, and confident in the decisions they're making when it comes to real estate, financing, buying a home, invest in property. I'm one of 4 unit properties.